Hello and welcome to Big Data Tutorial Lab 3, Creating a Word Count MapReduce Program by Ted Wong. So today we are going to go into the video tutorial of how to create a Java MapReduce program using Hadoop HDFS to run on. So we have 4 steps. Step 1 will be to create a Java program and insert code for mapper and reducer. Step 2, import Hadoop jars and export the Java program into a jar. Step 3 will be to run Hadoop environment and create folders in HDFS. Finally, step 4, we will be running the jar program on Hadoop and get results. So let's get started. First of all, we need to install Eclipse on your system. And as you can see, we have Eclipse here. Due to some minor defects in my computer, I'll have to open it this way, but you can just click on your Eclipse icon and open your Eclipse. Now, while we're waiting for Eclipse to start, we will be starting our HDFS system. This code is used to clear your name node and start a new HDFS system. So it'll basically wipe clean everything on your name node and you get a whole brand new start. Now, the Eclipse is ready and we can see that we have a demo word count in here. For this video tutorial, we will be going through the slides and creating a new program from scratch. So first of all, we will be creating a new Java project. There we go. And we'll give it a project name, test. We use default location and a Java SE 1.8 for the execution environment. You can leave the rest on default and click next and finish. So now we have a new package. We have a new project. So in the SRC folders, we will need to create a new package, and we will be naming it package test. This might not be a good naming convention, so please do use the official naming convention for whichever settings that you are using it for. Next, we will be creating a class file, and this would be the file that we are putting our code in. We'll be calling it word count. Everything could be set to default and click finish. There we go. Now we have a complete word count program up and running. We only need to import the jars and copy the code. So here we will be using the demo code that I've downloaded from the internet. You can download this code through the links in the slides. Here we will copy and paste into this package. And then we have to fix the project by changing the package, which is package test, and the class to word count. Note that the uppercase do matter, and then save. So now you can see we have all these red lines here, which means that we are still lacking the things that makes this program runnable. So basically what it means is that all these Hadoop used mapper, int writables, text, all these classes are not usable by now, but we will have to fix the project setup to make it usable. To do that, we will have to click, I'm going to collapse this, right click test and go into build path. Then we will need to configure the build path and add in our libraries. Since we're using a 1.8 version of Java, we can see external jars here. Click on it. and add external jars. Now there are 3 folders that you will need to find in order to get all of your things intact. So locate the Hadoop version that you are currently building right now, which I'm using a 3.2.0. Anything over a 2.0 is different than that of before. So please do remember to use different versions and check out what kind of libraries that you need to include. So in here we go to the share folder, Hadoop, and we go to MapReduce. Everything from here to here we will need to import, and then to share Hadoop common. Oh, sorry. Let me check. Share Hadoop MapReduce and share Hadoop common, where there's a library here. Just select everything and apply. Now apply and close. We can see that there are substantially less errors, which only the text, the interwritables. The other ones are now gone. So here is something we need to actually pay attention to. After Hadoop 2.0, the file structure that we are downloading from the from the official website has changed, and so we need to download extra files from the web. But if you don't want to do that and you just want to run a very simple MapReduce program, I would definitely recommend that you do this. First of all, download Hadoop 1.2.1. This is a very early version of Hadoop, and it contains the libraries for running Java programs. So double click on it, and here you can see Hadoop Ant to Hadoop Tools. Now this are the stuff that would de-redenize all the red lines in our code. And here we have to change it. We're only changing this because it's in lower cases. See? Now after we have imported the 2 folders from our Hadoop 3.2.0, which is a higher version, and adding the core Hadoop core and common files from Hadoop 1.2.0. 1.2.1. Now we have all the things we need, and we can export this jar file. And save. See, everything is good, and we can export. Here we can find the export button, push it, select jar file, next. Now here we have to deselect both of it, the class file and the project. We only want the test and not the other one, that would be a demo project. And after that, we have to select the export destination. This is where you would find the sample jar, the jar that you will be exporting, and I am exporting it here to the sample jar. This is already created, so we will override it. Compress the contents of the jar file directory. All these can be set as default, and then click next. And again, next. Here we have to select the main class. Nothing sealed. And the main class would be the word count. Okay, now that everything is in place, we can do finish. Save and run, and override. And now it's done. You can check your files under the export folder that you set, and here we are, the sample.jar, the sample jar. So now we'll be running HDFS. We will be putting this jar into the HDFS console and run it to gain results. So previously we have used HDFS Hadoop name node to format the name node and gain a fresh, clear name node system. So now Hadoop DFS lsr. Okay, unset hostname or port. Okay, so this one is actually telling me that I have not opened Hadoop yet, which means sorry. Okay. Now to check if your Hadoop is running or not, you can use JPS to see if you have already launched Hadoop services, and if it's not, just do start all. Now we just have to wait, and here we can see some sample text that we will be using to do the word count program. Now Hadoop is starting the name nodes, and it is telling us which services it's starting. And alrighty, that is all. Again, we use the JPS to see what kind of services we have right now, and if you see name node, data node, and all these other stuff, that means that you have successfully launched your Hadoop. And now we can use this line, the ls command, to see what is in our Hadoop directory, which is nothing because we just reformatted the name node. Now we have to make directory. We should call it user, or maybe Hadoop. Okay, so now we have a directory called Hadoop. We will be putting the words .txt to Hadoop. We're actually uploading, oh, excuse me. Okay, we have to get into the home folder where my words.txt file is and rerun this command. Okay, so then we need to create another directory called input, and move the words.txt to input. Do this. Normally you can just create an input folder and copy and just put this word.txt to that folder, but in this case we are actually learning a new command, mv, which is move. Okay, so everything is in place, and we can now use the sample.jar to run the MapReduce program. Now we will input this line of code, Hadoop jar sample.jar. This is the input folder where we'll gather all of our words, and the output folder, which it will automatically create by using the code that we have written. Now this is Hadoop telling us that it is executing the job and it's running the job. All we have to do now is wait, and after the job is finished, it will tell us. So first of all, what Hadoop does is map, and then shuffle, and then reduce. So we can see that first is map 0, then map 100, and then reduce 100. Now it says the job is completed successfully. And these are some outputs. So now we should be able to get a look at all the files that are under our Hadoop directory, including some files here. Output, we have success, and part are 5 zeros. That should be our output. That should be our output file. So Hadoop DFS cat. We use cat to check the contents in the file. And yes, there is the output. This code will do a word count. Everything in words.txt looks like this, which I will show you right now. Hello, hello world, hello Hadoop, and ABDCCD, which is just some random words that I made up. And this is the correct word count of that file. So basically, this is the training for Hadoop map, how to create a Hadoop MapReduce program in Java and run it using HDFS commands. And I will see you in the next tutorial.